We rolling.
Okay. I'll wait for you to get all situated.
It's such an imitation.
So I guess I'll just start off by asking you, like, right off the bat, we'll dive right into it. Like, you're releasing an album here real soon. Like, what was the inspiration behind that album? Like, what made you want to do this album?
Honestly, I've always wanted to make like a genre blending project. Like, I obviously grew up listening to rap. I listened to a lot of 80s hair bands, a lot of pop punk, a lot of all sorts of different rock. I'm like, I gotta incorporate like the music I listen to into the music I'm making because that's all part of who I am. So I'm like, I gotta dive deep and like create this. And it just so happened that I was going through some shit at the time that actually helped me push my creative boundaries to create this whole product. And
So you said that pretty much this project is a reflection of who you are as a person, if you will. Now, who are you, honestly? Like, who are you? Like, who is Ryan Bronson?
Ryan Bronson's a small town kid trying to do big time things. And I wouldn't say that this whole project is a reflection of me. It's just like
A reflection of what you're going through at the time.
Yeah, more so a reflection of like real life events and shit that I've gone through. And I try to like communicate and talk that through music. So there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs, there's a lot of steady, like what the fuck's going on in my head type things going on.
So what were some of the things that were going on with you during this album? I mean, I know a few of the things that were going on because we collaborated on a few songs, but what are some of the bases for some of the songs?
Well, it starts out with like a very introspective. The intro track's called Miracle. It's a very introspective record talking about some of my mental health issues, some of the relationship issues I was going through at the time. And then I've been working on like moving out of my hometown, so there's a lot of records talking about that and how that's a stressful time situation. Then there's a lot of breakup records. I have one record called I Can't Help It in particular on the project that's literally me having a war with my own brain and having like a conversation with my anxiety. So I was going through a lot of anxiety and depression shit during the process of making it too. So some of it gets dark.
So like, where was your mind like throughout all of this album? Like where were you like mentally, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Fucking everywhere. Fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I know there was a few nights that you were up a lot and stuff. So with that being said, the album drops on the 11th?
November 7th.
Or November 7th. 11/7. I knew there was an 11 in there somewhere.
7-11 backwards, bud.
Yeah. Trump did 7-11. But
shout out 7-11 chicken sandwiches. Big fan.
Okay, so with like, well, I'll just dive into it. There, you were obviously through a breakup. So like, what exactly like? I don't want to like ask what caused it, but like, what were some things that like would have helped you get through that better, if you know?
I mean, everything happens for a reason. Like, I believe everything that life throws in front of you happens for a reason. I had to go through that to make this project. I had to go through that to learn something for something down the road that I have no idea what the fuck is for yet. Like, sure, it sucks at the time, but I've gone through times where I felt absolutely nothing at all. So now I would rather be like sad and writing about being sad than just feeling not a damn thing, staring at the couch or staring at the ceiling, laying on the couch. I mean,
I've been there. So for all the old time fans, like, how is this similar at all to like your older music at all? Like, is there anything they're going to be able to relate to?
They're going to be able to relate to it. Excuse me. But it's nothing like anything I've put out yet.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's genre blending. I think shout out Jake Daniels, he's the guy that produced it. Him and I were talking about like the different forms of genres and the different sonics that you're gonna hear in this project, and we cut it out. You can blend probably 9 to 12 different genres in this one project.
Okay. So the most prominent is the rap and rock, though, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of rap and pop. There's a lot of rap and punk. There's a little bit of rap and jazz. There's literally everything.
So, what influenced the name Two Sides to Every Story?
when you go through a lot of things, one person has one story, some other people have other stories. A lot of times people are going to say one thing about you and it's completely opposite, and I'm not the type of person that's just going to go out and like say different words. I put my life through music, so, and every story has two sides, and I think most of the time each side deserves to be heard.
Fair enough. So, like, what's the best way to put this? So like, how do you handle the things that you go through that like really bring you down?
Honestly, I write about it and then I don't feel it as much afterwards. Like,
kind of like the ink is the expression going onto the paper, like
yeah, like if I'm thinking about something and I put it down on paper, for some reason that thought is gone from my head. And I know like a lot of people that battle their own thoughts, they all have different things that help them get out of that. Or like, so I get excited when I write something that I think is good. So I think the adrenaline from me writing things that I think are good and just keep writing about it, and then eventually I'm like, oh shit, I'm good now. And I think that's why my creative process kind of is formed into albums, because everybody each year, however certain amount of times, like everybody has different things that they go through, whether it's ups or downs at different times. And I think that's why my music is best put into albums instead of singles, because it's like literally a reflection of my life. So like you'll hear some projects where I sound incredibly fucking happy because at that point in my life I was incredibly fucking happy. And there's times where I'm going through it, and like that's reflected in my music, and I think that's the best kind of art that anybody can put out there.
So you said that like you can see when you're happy and when you're sad and stuff when you're making songs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's obviously like a buffer in between the songs you make. So like normally on average, like how long is that buffer? Like are we talking like a month, a couple days, a couple weeks?
Like you mean like when I'm creating the songs, like how long does it take me to create the next part?
Yeah. We'll just say like we did Lie Like That together, and then you did one with we'll say Ryan Lannon. Like what, like we did that one, and then we'll just say that one came next. Like what is normally the time frame in between making those songs?
It depends on like if I'm collaborating or if I'm doing it by myself, but a lot of times I'll write. Most of the time the writing process comes in chunks. Like I will go 3 months where I can't think of shit to write, and then something will happen where I'm like, okay, this is music, and then I'll spark something and I'll write like 8 songs within the span of 2 weeks or less, like less than 2 weeks. Like I remember like the big meat part of this project, I was knocking it out, probably took me 3 months to write, and then there was the other pieces of the project that took me a little bit longer to refine and perfect that.
What is the song on this album that hits home the most for you?
You mean the record that hits like
the one that like means the most to you, the one that's like, this is like my struggle showing through?
Probably I Can't Help It. I don't think that one is going to be like a hit by any stretch. Like it'll never reach radio. But there's going to be a lot of people that relate to that record who battle anxiety and depression specifically. It's literally me having a conversation with my own thoughts, my own anxiety in my brain, and like being pissed off at it, like treating it like a relationship, because really when you have it, like you have a relationship with anxiety and depression. So I'm literally pretty much yelling at it in this song, telling it to fuck off. Like I can't help this shit, but I don't want to deal with this shit right now. And I think that's probably the most personal record, and there's a few on there that are, I think, some hits. But
okay, well, what do you think is like the biggest hit on this record?
Oh, that's tough. Probably No Drama or Run Away With Me. They're both going to be, they're pop radio hits, so they're going to be getting some airtime. But then I think we have a few records that are sleepers on the project that I'm not going to really talk about yet.
Okay. Now, I believe I was in the studio with you when you wrote Run Away With Me, correct?
Yeah, you were down there.
So, I know I put a little bit of input into that song as well, but what was like your main influence on that?
Like I said, I've been trying to move out of my hometown. Like Waverly is not a big place. My graduating class had like 100 and some kids in it. And hip hop here is not big. Like, there's not a big market for it. Like, there's some bar venues, but they're 21 up, and obviously, like, being this genre, you're going to have some smaller fan bases that want to come see you, and like, in order to expand, you have to expand where you're at and who you're in front of. I mean, the internet age is awesome, like, if you learn how to market it, but I think as far as I want to eventually get into movie placements with the music and maybe some Netflix placements, and I think getting someplace bigger is going to boost me into that direction. And also, like, Run Away With Me is like a song talking about finding somebody and running away with them, and I've always had this weird feeling like I'm a hopeless romantic, like a lot of people know that, and I talk about love a lot. So like, I think that particular record is like, hey, run away with me, like, let's go, let's like do this shit together. And it's like, I've always had this weird feeling that like the person that I'm supposed to be with isn't from here. Like, I feel like I'm chasing something and I have no idea what the fuck it is. So something is pulling me to California, and I'm like, let's fucking go to California.
Well, what does love look like to Ryan Bronson?
Two people that don't give up on each other, passion, and lots of fucking sex. Sorry, Mom.
We can't go one conversation without talking about that, I swear to God.
This is a nice pillow.
They're nice, yeah. I don't even know where they're from. They're fluffy.
I feel like I'm on casting couch right now.
The couch isn't leather. We're not in the office. Don't worry about it. You'd never be able to get stands out of this thing. So, another thing I kind of want to talk about is you kind of have your own unique sense of style. Like, I've never really seen someone dress like you before. Like, you dress like your hip hop. You dress like your rap. You dress like your punk. Like this album is like almost a reflection of your style almost.
A lot of times, like, these days I see, like, people will either listen to something or they'll watch something. I'll be like, this is who I am. Like, I am different mood every fucking day. Some days I think
bipolar.
No. That's not even, no. Like, some days I wake up, I want to fucking wear sweatpants, and I want to dress like I want to wear some baggy shit, and I want to just kind of not give a fuck. And I kind of want to have, or some days I want to go out and be flashy, or some days I want to throw some Chucks on and just have a bomber jacket, because bomber jackets are fire. Like, bomber jacket life, like, forever. Like, I mean, I don't think style should be refined to a genre. Like, I think that keeps people stereotyped and pigeonholed into this one fucking lane, and it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I think your laundry's done.
My laundry is indeed done. Thank you for pointing that out. In the car industry, you don't have a lot of time to do stuff, guys. Shout out to all the car salesmen watching this. But, so, I know you're moving out to Cali soon. Like, you've mentioned that a little bit here and there. Like, what are your goals out that way? What are you looking to accomplish?
I want to, so obviously the music thing is big for me. I want to create my own platform with it and obviously grow that and be able to live off that. But after, like, I do the music thing, my main goal is to create a label, not even a label, just discover talent and help put other talent on. Help other artists who may be from small towns like me and help put that on.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, and, like, I want to create a platform for mental health awareness. Like, I've touched on that, like, in all my projects before. Like, I want to, when I was in the mental hospital, I literally asked the doctor, I was like, yo, like, why is there only one doctor and, like, the same nurses every single day? And there's no other help. And, like, there was a lot of people in there, and they're like, you want the real answer, or do you want me to lie to you? I was like, give me the real answer. He's like, we don't have funding for it. Like, how are you going to have this mental health epidemic that's going on right now and then not fund mental health departments? How are you going to tell people that they can get help at any time they need and then not have the funding for it?
That takes me back to a video that I helped you make, Love Somebody, featuring Johnny
Castani.
Yeah, Johnny Castani. Like, you can make a difference in someone's day in just 5 minutes. It doesn't take long, you know.
Yeah, but, like, they always put these things out there, like, if you know somebody's struggling, like, get them help. But there's a lot of people who are, like, middle 20s, like, that don't have health insurance anymore, they can't get help for it because the insurance doesn't cover it. Or they'll go to, there are people that'll go to try to see a psychiatrist, and there's literally 4-month wait times. And a lot of times mental health outbreaks, they happen way before that shit even happens. So how are you going to tell people, hey, go get help, and then not have the funding for it? So I hope eventually, like, I'll be able to create that platform to give money to that department where it actually goes to you, so kids can get help and say, like, yo, I'm not alone in this. Like, I can actually fucking get help and get better instead of just being in a hopeless, another number waiting in a line.
Is there like a specific business or charity that you would go through?
Every time I put out a project, I donate $1 from each pre-order to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. I think long run, I want to create my own foundation. I was thinking about putting, I don't know if I should say this on here because I haven't trademarked it yet. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways, and I'll just fucking upload it to be like, yo, I had this shit first. I'm thinking of doing like this hashtag music for mental health thing. Creating the social media hashtag, creating the foundation music for mental health, and then eventually building that from the ground and seeing where it goes. Have money go to anxiety help, depression, OCD, Tourette's, bipolar, schizophrenic, anything that's mental health related. And like eventually I'd like to dive into dementia and Alzheimer's help.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Not to get too personal here, but like when were you officially diagnosed with anxiety and depression?
5th grade.
5th grade?
Yeah, I was turned into a fucking lab rat. They gave me like 9 different antidepressants that they tried me on until they found one that worked.
Okay. Like, what was it like going through that process for the people who don't have it that are watching?
I think the only like hard part of it was school, like, because it, for some reason, it fucked with my sleep. Like, I was tired all the time, no matter how early I went to bed, no matter how late I woke up. Like, I was always tired, so I was sitting in classes literally sleeping through all my classes, and my teachers were like, Ryan, you got to pay attention, like, you're gonna fail. And like, I played sports too, so like, in order to stay eligible, I had to do good in my classes, and I barely passed my classes because I couldn't stay awake. And I think that was all just like a bad track of me being drowsy from being on all these fucking anxiety depression medicines that I don't think the doctors even knew really what they did at that time.
So do you think that depression and anxiety is a genetic thing, or do you think that certain what's the word I'm looking for, certain scenarios cause it?
I think both. I think it's definitely hereditary, and there's also, I think there's a little bit of it in everybody, but there's a fine line between having anxiety and depression and having anxiety depression disorders. And I think some people are just born with it naturally, but there is, because it is like embedded in almost everybody, I think that there is certain triggers that pull it out, that make it stick.
What are some of yours?
I was born with it. Like, I had fucking freakouts about germs. That was my first one when I was younger. Like, I couldn't pick up papers. I would literally wash my hands raw, find bumps on my skin. I think it's automatically cancer or some shit, and I'm dying. Stay the fuck off WebMD, because that shit, not a good idea.
Yeah, I remember a while ago, we were going to or I think you were like on tour, or you were going to a gig or something, and it was a day that, his name escapes me. He died. Famous rapper.
Mac.
Yeah. And you're like, am I going to get shot tonight? Because we were going to a bigger city. And
Yeah,
he's
I'm
like,
always scared that some bullshit's going to happen. Like, it's just like, there's a fucking word for that. Hypochondriac. Like,
paranoid?
No. Like, because it's always like illness related that I'm worried about shit.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, it's anxiety, but it creates hypochondriac tendencies.
Okay.
I didn't expect to be drinking fucking wine in a podcast because we didn't have beer, but It's pretty fucking good wine.
You know, I'm going to have to get a couple bottles of this myself. It's pretty good. I'm more of a liquor person myself.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Okay.
I'm the liquor person, but
he is definitely a liquor person. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to his gigs, done sound for this dude, and had to like drive him home in his own car.
Like the local ones, like when yeah.
Not even just the local ones.
Yeah.
We've done that in Binghamton. We've done that in mostly Binghamton and
We did it in Rochester a few times.
Yeah. Oh, New Jersey.
At least I'm not
New
drinking
Jersey.
and driving.
Now, he always has a designated driver. I try to be there to keep him safe.
I'm the designated drinker. 2 Jaeger bombs before every show. It's a tradition.
Yikes! I'm a lightweight.
Start the show. Do the pregame with 2 Jaeger bombs. If I don't already have a bottle for the pregame, get off stage. Well, actually, I'll try to do the meet and greets before the show because they're always free, and then do the Jaeger bombs after the meet and greet. Usually take alcohol on stage with me. Why drink water? Fucking give me a brain freeze. Just drink booze.
Well, what is your favorite thing about meet and greets?
Get to meet everybody. Like the people. Honestly, like without people buying or streaming or listening to my shit, I'm absolutely nothing. So like meeting the people that one relate to what I'm saying is super dope. Like there's a few people that have gotten my lyrics tattooed on them, and I'm just like, that's on you forever.
What does that feel like?
That's weird. I mean, it's dope. Like I fucking love it and I appreciate it, but it's just like I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to that.
Do you remember what they were? And what song they were from?
One was the "You Should, If You Love It, You Should Live It." I've said that in a few records, and then fuck, what was the other one? It was something from my record "Stay." Somebody got it. It was like a present for one of their significant others. I was like, oh, that's dope.
Huh. Fair enough. So, if you were to have any line from one of your songs tattooed on you, what would it be?
I think she wants my penis on her taste buds. No, I'm just playing.
And like right above the groin?
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't imagine what it would be like for a chick, for that to be like something they saw.
They'd remember it.
Yeah, not much else is memorable about that, is it?
Whatever. They're still gonna remember the tattoo. Dear God. We have problems, I think.
This is gonna be a train wreck. It already is a train wreck. We've gone off the rails.
Rein it back in.
I'm so happy Post Malone made Ozzy famous.
Wow. Fuck no. Fuck those people. Nah, fuck them.
I said crazy.
Rein it back in.
Okay. So, so what is your, like, I was talking about your style earlier. Like, what is your favorite article of clothing? Like, if there was one thing that you had to pick that you had to wear the rest of your life, what would it be?
Bomber jacket.
Should have known.
Bomber jacket. Chuck Taylors. I honestly, like, wish that I could find, like, comfier skinny jeans because I could get in, like, sweatpants close to them. It'd be absolute fuego. Because I hate wearing pants.
Nothing's going to happen after this camera turns off, I swear.
Bro, too far.
I'm running out of questions for you, I'm not going to lie. We covered a lot of ground in a really short amount of time.
We did. This got pretty dope. One thing I do want to say is, like...
the wine's almost gone. When the wine's gone, I'm
when
done.
the wine's gone, we're either going to refill it or we're going to keep going. One thing I do want to say is, like, I get this question on my Twitter all the time. And it's, like, people hopping into my messages and they'll be like, hey, your stuff's really good. How did you get started? Or how did you get the courage to start putting your stuff out there? And, like, one thing I want to put out there for people is, like, just if you like to do something or you love to do something, just fucking do it. Like, you're realistically probably not going to make a profit off of it first. But if you're doing it to make a profit, you're doing it for the wrong fucking reason. And, like, actually this girl messaged me the other day on Twitter. And she was like, hey, I noticed that you've been promoting your stuff and, like, talking about it a lot, and I wish I could do that. And I was like, well, let me hear something. And she sent me a video of her singing. I was like, you're really fucking good. You should go buy some studio equipment and start recording yourself. She's like, well, what if I can't like record it right? I'm like, watch YouTube tutorials, or like just, even if you're putting something out, it's better than doing absolutely nothing. Like when I first started, like the quality of content I put out was absolute trash. You remember that.
I disagree, because I've been here since almost the beginning. Bronson Who fans, he's cringing right now.
So glad that song doesn't exist anymore.
I'll find it someday. I'll make sure there's an upload of it somewhere.
No, but like before 2014, I think you came around right around 2014.
Yep.
And before that, the quality of content that I was putting out was just not good. Like it was amateur at best. But because I was making content, people were having eyes on it. Getting eyes on it ended up landing me a few shows. Landing a few shows led me to my manager that put me on my first tour, which ended up linking me with an engineer. So you have to have content out for things to fall into place for you. Like, you just, if you want to do something, just fucking do it.
So something else that I've wanted to talk to you about, but I've never really been in a like an interview setting with you. So I'm mad at myself for this, but I didn't make it to the Wiz show. What was that like?
That was a good ass time. That was 2015. If looking back, the songs I had out then compared to the songs I have out now, really wish I could have played some of those songs for that show. But you know what? I got a feeling that we're about to get some pretty good fucking shows coming up with what we have in the works. And everything's a learning experience. The one thing that I learned from like all these guys that I've ever opened up for is like every single one that's big and continues to grow or continues to maintain is humble as fuck. And everyone I've ever met that was a complete dickhead fell the fuck off. Like if you just gotta be humble. Like I remember Wiz came up to me, he was like, actually no, I went up to Wiz, I was like, yo, thank you for letting me open for you. And Wiz was like, thank you for letting me come to your city. And like I was like, fuck? Like this ain't, first of all, I say my city, we're like a few cities away. Like I think literal all the time. And he's like, no, just like thank you guys for opening the show and putting on and doing your like street team gang to promote it like out here. Like even though he already has multi-millions of dollars that go into marketing, like and I was like, I mean, you don't have to, like, you didn't have to say that because like you obviously were gonna sell this shit out anyways. And he's just still humble as fuck about it.
Huh. That's pretty new.
Cool ass dude. Got high as absolute fuck too.
You or him?
Both.
With him?
No, I mean a little bit, yeah. Not like the whole time, like, cause I'm the type of person like where like if I'm opening for somebody, I'll get starstruck for a second and kind of geek out, but then I just kind of go do my own thing. And I was with Tyler and Mark, like two of my best friends. Mark performed with me, and Tyler's my DJ. So we, for some reason, thought it was a brilliant idea to go get 3 bottles, one for each of us, before we even fucking perform and smash the whole fucking thing. And just smoked mad weed before, like, and after we got off, and ended up being a party night.
If you didn't party the night after you opened for Wiz Khalifa, I would have thought less of you.
That's fair.
I would have thought less of you.
That's fair. But I also party and pregame almost everything. Like, I'm the type to pregame the pregame, you know? I mean, it's fun.
I've watched you consistently for what, 14, 15, 16, 17,
5
18,
years.
5 years, completely get wrecked. And there was one night.
I say sober. I don't say sober, but I'm good most of the time.
There was one night I had to help you up your stairs.
This isn't wrong, but it's still not the worst. The worst was the first time I played in LA. Mark and Tyler will attest to this. I shouldn't say Mark. Bobby will attest to this. Because like I said, I have the Jagerbomb tradition before every gig. It's 2015 or 16. I was touring with Kim Meekins. We have a show in LA. And I go up to the bar, get my 2 Jagerbombs. They're like, that'll be $38. I'm like, fucking what? That'll be $38. I said, I just wanted 2 Jagerbombs. They're like, yeah. I'm like, no, you can keep those. mind you, this is 2015, 16. I'm 21, 22 years old, broke as shit, doing my show in California for the first time ever after I spent all my fucking money on a plane ticket to get out there. So, I'm like, alright, fuck this, we're walking to the liquor store. Mark, Tyler, and I go to the liquor store, they buy what they want, I buy my bottle of Jaeger and some Red Bull. Let's try to walk back in the venue with my bottle of Jaeger. They don't let me in. No outside drinks. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, alright, fuck this at this point. I sat down outside the venue next to a homeless man, chugged a whole bottle of Jaeger. Don't remember performing. Apparently, according to Mark and Tyler, before the show, I was like, I'm gonna puke. I need gum. Go get me gum. And we did the show. Apparently, the show turned out fine. Don't remember a goddamn thing. Good times. Good
All I
times.
can picture is the scene from Family Guy where they formed their own little band, Peter and Lois, and they do a whole bunch of drugs, like they're just screaming on stage.
Sounds fun. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. I won't ever touch drugs. Weed is not a drug, but I will not touch drugs.
That smile right there.
No,
He's
I
probably
don't touch
telling the
drugs.
truth.
I don't fuck with drugs. They're stupid. What we got on time?
8:30.
We got like 5 more minutes left. And then... So, another thing I wanted to talk about the project, because this is I'm probably gonna put this out. What's today? The 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna put this out right before the weekend. So, like I do with all my other pre-orders for my project, I'm gonna be donating $1 from each pre-order to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. I'm hoping the pre-order will be out tomorrow, so by the time I put this video out, the pre-orders will be up. Make sure you go pre-order that on iTunes, pre-save it on Spotify, because everybody that pre-saves it or pre-orders it, it helps add to my chart. Like when the album drops, it helps me chart higher. And then if you pre-save it, it adds to the Spotify algorithm, which will in turn help more people find me. Which, like I said, without you guys, I ain't shit. So
He needs you guys to get bigger. That's all there is to it. And we appreciate every single fan that's out there. Every person who's listening to the old stuff, to the new stuff. Roots. Like, Roots was a great album. We appreciate all that you guys help us. Well, him, but us, because I help him a lot. And
yeah, it's a fucking...
It's a team project, you know?
Team
Like,
effort. We got, I mean... Bobby's out west, he's doing his thing out there, helping put on for it, like the visuals and all that good shit. Eric's doing visuals behind the scenes, and like a lot of the music videos you guys see is him doing it. Like it's my friends and I doing all this. Jake produced every single song, but like he mixed and mastered the whole record, and he produced every song, but 2 or 3, I think. So, I mean, like, it's literally a very close-knit team, and it's very, like, I still work a full-time job while I'm doing this to try to push this shit out, and everything you guys get back, I put back into the music to double down on it. Like, I believe in this, and I appreciate all you guys' support, and hopefully you guys will fuck with the project, and hopefully we'll continue elevating it, and hopefully we'll see you on tour soon and do some crazy fucking shit.
now, before you guys go, remember to like, comment, share. We appreciate it. There's a little bell icon that alerts you to all notifications for any videos he uploads. And he has a lot of them coming out for the new album. Don't forget to smash that bell button so you get updates every time he uploads one. Because there is a lot coming. We have some in the works already, some that are already completed. We have a lot coming out soon. So make sure that you do that so you're up to date on everything.
Yeah, I'm about to overload y'all with content. It's about to get crazy.
There's a lot coming because we got a lot done in a really short amount of time. And we're really excited to share it with you guys.
Yee! Appreciate ya, Eric.
Do what I can, brother. Do what I can. Fuck, I'm tipsy. Off one glass, I'm pissed.